Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a different kind of video, and this is to help those that are just getting into the Dice Throne game and have some confusion in terms of what the difference may be between this box, which is the Season 1 original box for Dice Throne, and then what has just come out, which is the Dice Throne Season 1 Rerolled. So what I'm going to do here is show you the differences between the different characters based just only off of this box. In the Rerolled box, there are two additional heroes, which are the Ninja and the Treant. So there's not a comparison, obviously, because they're not in this box. So we're just going to do the comparison with these characters. So we'll get right into it here. And this is going to be the original Barbarian mat from the Season 1, and you can tell this is, there's no fold to it at all, but really nice. And now what they do, or what they have done, is created the folding mat, and so it looks pretty cool. It's the same art, just more of it. And then as we open it up here, this is what it's going to look like. So what we'll do here is we will see if there's any differences between the different abilities. And for Smack and Fortitude, there is not. For Sturdy Blow, it's not. However, you're going to see that the 4 has a red circle around it, indicating that is undefendable damage. And then you also have Overpower, roll 3, 14, and then Concussion has the icon for concussion as well. You're also going to notice Heal has the green heart in it as well. So you're going to see a lot of that between the different rerolled characters and the originals. You're also going to notice a lot of artwork. As you can tell, there's no artwork in these. There are in the boards and the cards as well. For Rage, our ultimate ability is still going to be a stun and inflict 15 damage. It has the stun icon or token, however you want to say it, along with the 15 in red. Over here we have Mighty Blow, dealing 9 damage. Reckless, 15. Same scenario or rules applied to it. You have Crit Bash, inflict stun, deal 5 undefendable. And then Thick Skin, rolling 3 dice, and then healing 2 per. So you can see there's just the icon, and then the shield as well. It has a shield in it. But then the Barbarian's little motto or quote is right there. And that is it. This is the back of the original, and then the back of the rerolled version. So that is going to be the Barbarian, and we will continue on. And just kind of, I don't want to make this overly long, but definitely notice anyone's out here. So this is the Moon Elf original, obviously. And then we have the Moon Elf. So you're going to see that the Moon Elf has a little younger in this appearance. This one has a little more, I don't want to say darker, because it's very artistic, very light, very light colors, I should say. I'm not that artistic of a person or knowledgeable in wordings, but you can definitely tell the difference between here and this one. I like this one a lot better. I think she looks fantastic in this one. So we will go ahead and open her up, and this is what the board looks like. And we will go ahead and compare. So you can see that this changed a little bit. Instead of dealing 3 damage, it is now 4 damage, dealing 5 and 7. Covered shot, gaining evasive and 7 damage. So the 7 in a black circle is going to be defendable damage, and then with the icon as well. And you're going to notice the different artwork. Next we have Demising Shot, inflict targeted, deal 4 damage. Apologize if you see our dog in the background walking. And then we have Exploding Arrow, rolling 5 dice still, 3 damage. And then here you're going to see that's 2 per bow, but over here it's going to be 1 per bow. So that was a little bit of a nerf on that. And then for balancing issues, and then 1 per foot. Additionally, opponent loses CP per moon and inflict blind. So we already see 2 changes for the Moon Elf. Looking at her ultimate ability, evasive, blind, entangled, and targeted. Here it's 13 damage for the original, and for the Rerolled version it is 12. So that is our 3rd change. And inflict tangled, 7 damage. Blinding shot, blind, evasive, dealing 8 damage. Eclipse, inflicting blind, entangled, targeted, 7 damage. Rolling 5, half damage on 2 feet, and 1 damage per 2 bows. So that is going to be the difference. So Moon Elf obviously got a little bit of a shakeup. So that is the back, and that is the back. So that is the Moon Elf. Next, we have the Pyromancer. So the Pyromancer here, really nice board. She's a glass cannon, for those that don't know, meaning that she's going to hit hard, but pretty much have no defense, just a lot of offense. And then we have the Rerolled version. Fantastic. Again, the same art, just more of her. And we'll open her up. Fantastic board, a lot of fire, obviously. And we will go ahead and looking at the differences here. 4, 6, 8, gain a fire mastery. I'm going to let Caesar out here. So stand by as I let him out onto the deck. And here we go. So Pyroblast, dealing 6, rolling 1, 3, burn, 2 fire masteries, and a knockdown. Burning Soul, 2 per fire mastery, dealing 1 collateral. So you're going to see, again, the different icons on here and the actual dice on here as well, rather than just the symbol. Combustion, 4. So this is going to be a little bit different here. Or, I'm sorry. No, it's the same thing. It's just a little smaller wording or smaller font is all, but this is the same. Fantastic art on here as well. For the ultimate, Scorch the Earth. So a little bit, the wording's slightly different here. So gain 3 fire mastery, which is the same. Inflict knockdown and burn. Deal 12 damage. Additionally, deal 2 collateral to all opponents. And then for Hot Streak, gain 2 fire masteries, 5 plus 1 damage, or per fire mastery. Large Straight, same thing. Meteorite, again, the wording got flipped, but it's the same thing. Inflicting stun, 2 fire mastery, dealing 1 undefendable per fire mastery, additional 2 collateral. And then here we're rolling 5 damage per fire mastery, and then 1 per flame. Again, they got changed, but I actually either war's fine with me, but that is the same. So pretty much the only thing that got changed here was the aesthetics and not the abilities themselves. So this is the back of the Pyromancer, and then the back of the Rerolled version. So it looks like a cavernous area, pretty awesome. Maybe a lot of, lava, fire, what have you. Next, we have a favorite of mine, the Monk. So this is the Monk, and then the Rerolled version. Fantastic artwork on this, a little brighter colors. It's pretty much the same art, just more of him again. And we will go ahead and open him up. All right. So in this one for me, my board did get a little curved right here. So I'm trying to flatten them out best I can. I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't affect the playstyle at all. But you just notice that it does curve up a little bit. So over here, big change for this, I would say. Fist Strike, instead of 4, it is now 6. And then 6 is 7, and then 8 and 8. So Fist Strike did get a pump up on that. Very happy to see that overall, because just a normal fist strike can do a lot of damage with some chi. Combo strike, dealing 6, rolling 1, 2, 3, 2 chi, evasive or a cleanse. So again, just adding the actual dice onto here, and the different status effect tokens. Meditate, gaining 5 chi, then evasive or cleanse of your choice. I do like how they, instead of or right here, they kind of space it out, or right there. So I do like that quite a bit. Tempest Rush, 3 total value. And so this is a little bit different here. So it's here, it says you may spend 2 chi to re-roll any one of these dice. Over here, you do not have that ability. So if you're used to playing this monk, and you're used to playing Tempest Rush, which is really strong attack, you do not have ability on a basic. So I do believe you have that ability though, and it's 1 chi on his upgrade. So just be mindful of that, and its roll is at least 13, inflict knockdown. So that's quite a change. So we've seen 2 changes for monk. Transcendence, gain evasive and cleanse, inflict knockdown, dealing 10 damage still, increase stack chi stack limit by 1, gain max chi. Another difference, so this says max chi, the rerolled is gain 6 chi. So if you have to be careful, if you've maxed out your chi a lot, you only get 6, you don't get the max anymore. Fist of Harmony, dealing 5 here and gain 2 chi. Over here, Fist of Harmony is gaining 6. So we're seeing another buff for the monk. And Fist of Tranquility, 7 damage, gain 2 chi and evasive. Over here, it's going to be 3 chi and evasive. Once again, another buff. Lotus Strike, dealing 5 damage. Over here, it's undefendable damage, which is fantastic. Then increase chi stack limit by 1, gain 1. So same as that. Or I'm sorry. Instead of gaining max chi, they're limiting you to 5 now. So that is I think that's reasonable. You can spend 2 chi to make this attack undefendable. They're going to take that out and just make it undefendable overall. So fantastic. Rolling 4 dice, 1 chi per zen, and then damage right here. So, and that is Caesar knocking at the door. So we had a whole lot of changes in the re-rolled version of Monk. So we're going to see his backside here. Apologize for Caesar. He's got his dinosaur. And a nice little temple here. Some birds right here. And right there. So that is the monk. And we got 2 more here. We got the Paladin. And with the Paladin, this is the original. And then this is the re-rolled. So there is a little bit of an artwork change in this, as this is more of head-on and this is more to the side. And then obviously more of him. And we will go ahead, let you pause it so you can take a look at it. And take a look at it. Really beautiful board overall. Lots of different colors. The red and the gold, silver. I love it. Alright, so we'll take a look at him here. For his passive, reroll 1 of your dice at any time for 1 CP per reroll. Again, they changed the 1 CP into the icon of it to make it more across the board evenly with adventures as well, and drawing the card icon as well for 3 CP. Righteous Combat looks like it's going to be the same. Retaliate, gain retribution, and so the wording is slightly different here. So it says apply retribution on target player. Over here, a chosen player gains retribution, meaning that you can choose, let's say if you're tag team battle, non-dice round, adventures, or if you're in adventures, you can choose who gains retribution. then you also gain 3 CP instead of the 2. So quite a buff on that overall. Gaining 3 undefendable, creating accuracy for Mighty Prayer. That is very good. Resolute Faith. Healing 5, dealing 10, gain Blessings of Divinity. Holy Attack. Healing 1, dealing 5 for the original, and looks like 6 for the rerolled. Large Straight is going to be the same. Holy Light, healing 1, and here it's roll 1. Over here it's roll 2. That is a fantastic thing. Much more reliant and easier to go for Holy Light, especially for adventures to try to get some other stuff. Much more reasonable to get Holy Light now. So you're still gaining the crit, protect, draw a card, gaining 2 CP. Then Righteous Prayer is 8 damage, crit and 2 CP, and Divine Defense, rolling 3. On Sword, dealing 1 damage, and preventing the same, along with the CP. It's not too bad overall. If you didn't catch it, it may still be on YouTube still. Manny did a live YouTube session or Facebook session, I forget which, and he drew this one. It was fantastic, really beneficial. If you haven't already checked it out, please do. So this is going to be the back, and it looks like maybe a castle, what have you, or a fortress. Pretty cool. I really like that a lot. And then the back of that right there. All right, so last but certainly not least, we have the Shadow Thief. So Shadow Thief here, from what I understood, got another changes in him. So we'll see what happens here. And then this is the rerolled version. Slightly different, so you can notice that he is holding a die here, and he's actually holding poison here. The glow in his eyes are slightly more pronounced. Just fantastic, looks amazing overall. And we'll go ahead and open him up. Just another beautiful board, fantastic overall. And I'll let you look at it for a second, and we'll go right into it here. So Dagger Strike. If Bags was rolled, gain a CP. So that is the same. Pickpocket. So if 6 was rolled, up to 1 CP may instead be stolen from your opponent. Meanwhile, over here, if a 6 was rolled, some or all of the CP gain may instead be stolen from your opponent. So that is a huge, huge thing for the Shadow Thief who wants to gain a lot of CP very quickly. So that is definitely a nerf, but a reasonable nerf at that. Fantastic to see those that go against him. Shifty Strike, gaining 3 CP, dealing half damage. And Large Straight, over here it's 4, rerolled is 3, and then dealing CP as damage. Fantastic artwork as usual. Shadow Shank, so this is also pretty important as well. Gaining 3 CP, and then deal CP as damage plus 5. At the conclusion of your turn, remove all status effects and then gain shadows. So that is a huge, 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 huge thing for the original. Over here, it's gaining 3 CP still, gaining shadows right away, then deal CP as damage plus 5. So the wording changes the timing of this, and you also lose the ability to remove all status effects. That is a huge ability, a huge nerf in terms of the original to this one. This is much more reasonable. I'm very glad to see that happens. Michaela, not so much. Shadow Dance, rolling 1 die, half as pure damage instead of collateral. Pure meaning the ability or what you can do with it is much different. And then gaining shadows and sneak attack. Cardicopia, it's just it's 1 for each card. Over here, if a 6 was rolled, your opponent discards 1 card randomly. once again, a nerf. You can tell that the original Shadow Thief was extremely strong overall. Very happy to see some of this happen for balance issues. Shadow Defense, still inflicting the poison, sneak attack, and gain shadows immediately, ignoring incoming damage. And then Counter Strike is that right there, and that is the same. So that is, and then we'll look at the back here so you can see the die again. And then the back right here, look like a little hut or house in the woods area, what have you, or there's some other towers in the back, maybe like a city area, what have you. Fantastic overall. And that, my friends, are the changes between Season 1 and Season 1 Rerolled for Dice Throne. Stay tuned for more videos of more information about maybe the differences between the two, or I'm going to be doing a one video per hero of what the differences are between maybe the cards themselves or anything else about the hero. So stay tuned, and thank you. We'll see you next time.